Hello my frugal friends and welcome to today's video. We are going to be getting into all of the frugal meals. I've got 5 frugal meals coming up in this video right now. But before we do that, I just wanted to mention, if you're watching this video in December of 2019, enter my Bosch mixer giveaway link, first link in the description box for you. I hope you'll consider subscribing so you can stick around and see future frugal food stuff that I do, whether it's cooking or grocery hauls or making up crap out of what's already in my pantry and freezer. You never know what's gonna go on around here. So sit back, enjoy the ride, and check out this food. Tonight's ridiculously easy dinner is the garlic French bread I picked up from Walmart on clearance, 60 cents each. I always carry pizza sauce. Found a red pepper in my fridge, a little bit of pepperoni, some mozzarella cheese, and I pulled some sausage out of my freezer, some Jimmy Dean sausage, browned it up real quick, so we'll have like sausage pepper pizzas with a hint of pepperoni. Easiest dinner ever. Seriously comes together in like 5 minutes of prep, 10 minutes of cook, finish. Pizza's prepped. I'm about to stick it in the oven, and I found some veggies at the bottom of my veggie drawer. So I'm cutting up some cucumbers and bell peppers for the kids to snack on also. Some good looking dinner over there.
Talking about me or the dinner?
Both. Is that for Andrew?
Who's that for?
Who's that for? Ryan?
Anybody?
You want that big old piece?
I guess it's Dad.
Yeah, it's Ryan's.
Oh, Ryan wants it.
I don't really like the crust.
Never
mind.
Why?
It's too big.
Okay, cut it in 2 then. And then he'll eat 2 small pieces. Why is 2 small pieces better than 1 big piece?
There you go.
Because usually when you see something bigger, I think that's going to get me full really quickly.
And yet you always come back for seconds. No, they're not spicy.
Okay.
The red bell peppers are just a little sweeter than the green.
Okay.
Completed dinner. Pizza, cucumbers, bell peppers, and we had a ton left over. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock and I'm getting my roast ready because it goes in the crock pot all day. So I have covered all of it with some Montreal steak seasoning, and now I'm doing a sear. Actually, I don't know if that was quite hot enough. I do have it on pretty high. And I've got just bacon fat in here. I'm gonna sear all the sides and then stick it in the crock pot with 1 cup of just beef broth, 1 packet of onion soup mix, and I have this mushroom broth left over from my Thanksgiving HelloFresh box. Like, they didn't send me a bunch of ingredients and then they sent me extra other ingredients. I don't know. So I thought I would throw that in too. So we'll have this in the crock pot in probably the next 10 minutes. There we go. You can't see it really, but I have a couple of onions in here, like 2.5 onions. And there's even some celery sticks. I had some celery. It's buried in there. If you've never done like celery in a roast, you really should because it's delicious. And almost a whole 1.5 pounds of these baby carrots. I just dumped the rest of the bag in here because I really like the carrots cooked this way also. I'm gonna put the lid on. We're gonna have that on high for a couple hours. And then I'm gonna check it and just kind of see how it's doing. And I may turn it down to low, maybe not. We'll see how the day goes. Okay, so I turned it to low after a couple of hours. So it's on high for a couple hours and then low the rest of the day. I say half and half. And it's 5:40, so 8 o'clock to 5:40, however many hours that is. This is really, really tender. So I took it out and I'm just cutting out the bones and the fat. And I'm gonna slice it and then stick it back in the broth. The carrots and the onions have like cooked down to these super soft, really flavored, delicious vegetables. And there's plenty of liquid there to put the meat back in. So I'm just gonna get slicing. I'm gonna try and find the grain so I can cut against the grain. Does that look like that right there? Yeah? It's kind of falling apart. And then, you know, you'll take the slices and just kind of soak it back in there. And the dog's here. Speedy, do you want some beef? He was eyeing me like, Mommy, I love you. I have tried several different roast recipes, and for some reason, I keep coming back to this one. I just love the roast, like soaked in all of the juice. It's so delicious. I made some roasted potatoes in my air fryer. I love this little spoon. Isn't that hilarious? And here's the completed dinner, the roast, the potatoes, the carrots and onions and celery. Oh, delicious. Tonight for dinner, we're making this. If you want to do a screenshot, there's the recipe. And I'm getting my pinto beans going. I soaked these overnight since I know you can put dried beans in the Instant Pot, but I just feel like when they're dried straight into the Instant Pot, they don't turn out quite as creamy. And as my husband says, there's nothing better than a creamy bean. So I soaked my pinto beans overnight. This is 1 quart mason jar of dried beans. Okay, so I just store them in a dried mason jar, dumped them in a big bowl of cold water overnight, drained them, rinsed them, and now they are in my 8 quart, and I covered them with water. So I'm just below the 12 cup mark with the beans and the water. So this technically is not an Instant Pot brand, but guys, they're all the same. So if you want to get an off brand, it doesn't matter. We are going to do bean chili right there, which is 30 minutes at high pressure. There it goes. Completed pinto beans. Those look perfect, don't they? The steam's fogging up the camera. So I have a nice big pile of pinto beans that I'm draining right now in this colander, and I can use these for several meals throughout the rest of the week. Cooking my chicken for the soup. This is actually only 2 chicken breasts, but I sliced them this way. I feel like they cook better when you do that. And I sprinkled paprika and taco seasoning on both sides, and I'm just gonna sear them in a skillet. You're supposed to grill them, but my grill is covered in snow right now, so we're just gonna do it this way. We are assembling the soup. Andrew is chopping the chicken very nicely. I have my big pot over here, and we're gonna go 8 cups of chicken broth, and I'm totally okay using the cubes, and I did have like one from HelloFresh, so I'm gonna dump that in the water also. Let's go ahead and throw that in the pot. Andrew is now chopping an onion for the first time ever.
Actually, I chopped an onion once in Cub Scouts.
Oh, don't get a finger.
Like this?
We're gonna add a few more spices to our pot as our chicken bouillon is dissolving. A dash of cayenne. I mean, there's a lot in there, so I'm not too worried it'll be too spicy. Man, that's not coming out very good. There we go. Okay.
Those are like onions.
About a teaspoon of chili powder. Let's see if I can do this left-handed. Oh, the struggles of cooking with a camera in your hand. Oh, was that a teaspoon? That looks okay. That looks about right. And 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Good luck to me. Oh, okay. That may have been a little heavy, but that's all right. We'll stir all those spices in. And as soon as Andrew's done chopping that onion, that's gonna go in here. And I'm gonna put the chicken in. Chicken.
So dice it.
About 4 cups of the beans. How's that onion coming? We are coming up to a boil. The onions are in. The chicken is in. The beans are in. So we're gonna simmer this until the onions are cooked and all the flavors have kind of come together. I'm also gonna add some pepper, some cilantro, and lime juice. You could use fresh limes, but my fresh limes are gonna be for garnish. Here's the finished product. I have the soup. I tasted for salt and it was good. I did not need to add any more, but that's something that you always need to do when you're cooking. And I have my toppings, some pepper jack cheese, some limes. That's not a topping, that's just fruit for the side. Some tortilla chips. I have the remnants of 2 bags here, and avocados. And we're not doing avocados because these are still green. I can't use these tonight, unfortunately. But that's a nice addition also. These are all of our toppings. We're gonna get them put together. To drink, we have some huckleberry punch. My friend had a work party last night and had a ton left over and gave it to me. So we're gonna have that also. Forgot to mention for dessert, my other friend made some chocolate mousse, had some left over and gave it to us. So we will eat that for dessert. It has some coconut and nuts on the bottom. I may have tasted it already. Finished product. The cheese is underneath the chips, I promise. I just wish we had some avocados. Oh, sad. I suggest you make it. It's really, really yummy. Kids like it, husband likes it. I call that a win.
For the record, how long ago was it that you made this last?
A couple of years.
A couple of years?
Mm-hmm.
And why?
I don't remember. I remember that you liked it a lot.
Dang. Dang, Gina. So good. So good.
What?
I love you, my pretty little chef.
Dinner for tonight is egg roll in a bowl, and I decided to cook up about 3 pounds of the meat in hopes that it will last a little bit longer. I pulled out this kohlrabi rice vegetables for me and Dave, and then I'll make rice for the kids. Hey, I thought we would do a little voiceover action while I chop up some cabbage. You know what I like about cabbage is the more you cut it, the bigger it gets. So cabbage actually doesn't cost very much to just buy the whole head and cut it up yourself. The bagged coleslaw, while completely easier, is not as good of a bang for your buck. And so I didn't even use this whole head. It ended up being so much cabbage. And so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the other part of this, but I usually just chop it up as is and then rinse it off after it's like all chopped up. Seems to work the best for me that way. And this is a new recipe for me, so it'll be fun to see how it works in this video. Sick angles, dude.
And then sick angles, dude.
Speaking of, I haven't watched Max in a long time.
I haven't either.
Too busy watching Vlogmas. Yes.
And Amberlyn.
Because she's doing Vlogmas. She's got a video every... Okay.
Is like Zachary and like all your others.
No, he's not doing every video because he said it would be too boring. He's not wrong. So he'll do 2 pounds? That's a lot. I think I'm only gonna do two pounds.
Okay.
I don't have garlic.
No
I'm
garlic?
gonna do garlic powder.
She doesn't have any garlic.
Man, I messed up that Walmart pickup.
Powder.
So we're gonna do garlic powder, which is inferior to fresh garlic. But what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm just browning the beef right now.
Hey, well at least you...
Where's the beef?
Hi, Speedy.
Potentially the outside.
Hi.
My meat's about done, so I'm gonna grate some fresh ginger and add my soy sauce and add my cabbage in here to cook down. Oh look, it's me grating ginger. You guys need to go get yourself a microplane. It's one of my favorite kitchen tools, seriously. Got some soy sauce. Apparently, I've been using soy sauce a lot lately. I should probably buy the bigger container from Sam's Club or something in there. And there goes all the cabbage. I probably could have added all of it because it really did cook down quite a bit. Okay, I know that looks like a whole lot in there, but that'll cook down. And I am doubling this recipe because the recipe online said it only served 4. And so I've got more than 4. So I'll put a lid on and kind of look at this in a minute. So I'm going to be adding my green onions and sriracha and sesame oil. I am low on sriracha. I need to order some more of that on my next Walmart pickup. This is very hard to do one-handed because Haley went out to go make some money for volleyball because it's very expensive. Okay, sriracha. Come on. How about I open the spout? Oh, so low. And a little bit of sesame oil, not too much because the stuff's strong. Keep in mind, I've never made this before. I need to taste it and see if it's missing anything. You know, like salt or whatever. Excellent angles, right? I feel like it's a little light on the flavor, actually. It needs something. I think I'm gonna add like a little bit of barbecue sauce to make it a little bit more like my Korean barbecue when I make it for my family, and see if that'll like it's missing something. It needs salt or something else. The lighting is awful. You're in the microwave. Here's another taste test. I added some of that barbecue sauce. The recipe that I'm gonna give you down below is technically a keto recipe, but we don't eat keto. So I'm okay to add barbecue sauce because it has carbs. Plus, I'm making rice to serve this for the kids anyway. It might just need salt. I used low sodium soy sauce. You know what? I was like doubling it in my head, but I didn't measure really. So maybe I just need more soy. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna add a pinch of brown sugar, actually. Hang on. I know I'm going rogue on the recipe, but it doesn't taste right. Not the way I would imagine it. Not very much, maybe like a tablespoon. I'm totally ruining this. This is now no longer egg roll in a bowl. What I wanna know, there's a million recipes for egg roll in a bowl out there. So do me a favor and tell me down in the comments, give me a link or something, what's your favorite recipe for this? Because apparently I picked the wrong one since I'm having to add crap. Third taste, here we go. It's better. I feel like it just straight up needs salt, even though I added more soy. Okay, so I'm gonna serve this with rice for the kids with like extra teriyaki, and I can't serve extra sriracha because I'm out. And on the riced kohlrabi for me and Dave. So I'll give you a shot of that in just a second. I gotta call everybody and get them around the table so we can eat. Real talk here, this was not my favorite recipe. I would not recommend you guys making this one, but I will leave a link down below of one that's similar that I think is really, really good. I just doubled the sauce. But this one, don't make this one. I was not impressed. Reviews on this one said they were good, but they were wrong. Last dinner of this video, I have made it before in one of my videos, but if you want to do a quick screenshot of the recipe, there you go. Mix this all up right now and then just fill the tortillas and cook them. And if you want to freeze them, you can totally do that too. After you wrap them up, you just cook them a touch longer. So this one's good for the freezer meal also. I'm just going to dump all of my ingredientes in that bowl. Have Dave mix them up. I know I talk about a lot of recipes on my channel, but I wanted to tell you that you have to go make this. I can't remember where the original recipe came from. It was a blog that I found several years ago, but these are amazing. All of my kids love them. Like, they're super, super kid friendly. You can make them in advance, like do the freezer thing. I have made the filling in advance, like a whole bunch of it, and taken it to a family reunion and then just filled the tortillas and rolled them and baked them there. So it was a really easy lunch that came together. I fed 33 people really, really easily, and everyone loved it. Well, you gotta plug it in, Dave.
Bye, Haley.
I have covered this recipe before in a previous like real life family dinners video, but I just wanted to reiterate the larger tortillas are going to work better for this, but I only had the small ones, so that's what I went with. And the way you get them crispy on top is you spray the top with like a cooking spray, like Pam or something like that, and then stick them in the oven. It's really good. Can you eat it yet?
Yeah, I want to eat it. It looks really good.
I also have fruit here. Yes, you can eat it.
Yay.
Ta-da! Finished, nice and crispy. Go make these. That's gonna wrap it up. I will say, you guys, the egg roll in a bowl recipe, I don't recommend. It was my first time trying that recipe, like I mentioned in the video, and ground beef Korean barbecue bowls that I make from damndelicious.net, that recipe is way, way better. Like, it's kind of similar in the idea, but the other one's just way better. So I would not waste your time with the one that I tried in this video. But like I said earlier, if you have one that's like really, really good, I'm willing to try it and give it a go. So leave that link, you know, in the comments if you have one that you really, really like. Because so far, I am not impressed with that one. I won't be making that recipe again. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys learned a few things and had a good time with me. I love hanging out with you, and I will see you in the next video.